Good morning and welcome in on this Friday morning. Squeaky, sorry, just mopping up some ink off of there. Good morning on this Friday morning and welcome in to this Facebook Live where we will be having a bit of a craft and a bit of a play. For those of you that are doing the Lily Pad Stamp Club, you'll be delighted to know that I discovered my seaweeds this morning as I was tidying up. So I will pop that to one side, and who knows, it might even make it to the card it was intended for. So I'd said on Monday that we were going to be concentrating for the next couple of lives on, excuse me while I wrestle about in the background, on bundles that where the projects are carrying over but the bundle isn't. It is a woman's prerogative to change her mind, I think, isn't it? Morning Jackie, morning Jane. Because it struck me yesterday that there is something on the retiring list that needs to be highlighted, because if you haven't got this, and I know some of you have, you need to get it, and it is quite a good reduction as well. So this is retiring. It is going, we are saying goodbye to it. It is the Boho Indigo Kit, the product Medley, and it is currently on sale for, I think it's £39. Now I know £39 sounds like it's still quite a considered purchase, but actually when you start breaking down what you get for your £39, it is an absolute bargain, and a beautiful bargain at that. Morning Lee, because there's still more. Let's bring this out. So the Boho Indigo product medley, what you get with these product medleys, and there's one in the January to June mini catalogue as well, the cactus one, that's also beautiful. But what you get is you get a stamp set, so a full stamp set in a plastic case, the whole works. You get a set of dies, you get 48 sheets of 6x6 double-sided paper, and these are stunning. You get extras, like you get these pieces of embossed cardstock with this one. We've got sort of pop-out pieces, leaves, labels with gold foiling on in there. We have got flowers that we can pop onto our projects. We have 2 reels of ribbon. So you can start to see that with all of that stuff, actually this is an absolute bargain at £39, because you've got a stamp set, you've got dies, you've got ribbons, you've got paper. What you don't get is instructions for things that you can create with it. That's down to you, and for some of you, you will have travelled along through a Lily Pad Stamp Club with me with this Boho Indigo set, which is why mine is looking so depleted, and we made lots of gorgeous things with it. Oh no, Jane, dodgy internet is never good, so hopefully we'll catch up later. So I thought I would highlight this for you this morning, so that if you haven't got it, do go and pop it in your basket, because it is a bargain. The papers are beautiful. I don't think you will regret it. And if you have got it, well, let's have a last play with it. Don't forget it. Don't forget that it's there. I've got a rather interesting orange smudge on that piece of paper. So let's have a play. And I thought what we would do with all of these beautiful papers is we take something else that is retiring, which is the gold pizza boxes. Because there is so much gold foiling in this, and I thought we'd make up ourselves a little set of cards to go in here. Now these make up into a 3x3 box. These should also be on the last chance section of the shop, so we're going to tuck that in there like that. They are food safe, so if you do want to fill them with homemade cookies or chocolates or whatever, you can do. They are safe for you to do that. Let's tuck that in, so just like a pizza box, as the name would suggest. We've got a fab little gold box that we're then going to decorate and fill with some little cards. Now, some of these papers are more white based, some of them have got a bit more of a very vanilla tone, but I think we're going to go white for our card bases. But let's think about what we would like on the top of our box. It's amazing how much paper I still have left here, considering how many cards and things we did during the Lily Pad Stamp Club. I think I'm going to go with this flowery one just here. Now, let me just measure the top of this box. This is only a metric ruler, so it's not going to be any help in terms of inches. But I'm going to take some Night of Navy. I've got lots of oddments of Night of Navy. I'm going to cut an 8cm square, which is probably about 3 3/8 probably. 3 1/4, 3/8, depending on which way you want to go. Have that on the top there. I'm going to take this paper and cut a 7.5cm square. To go on the top there. I'm going to take this paper here. Hi Glenda, we're just having a bit of a play with the Boho Indigo set. I'm going to cut a 1.5cm strip, so that's around that's a half. So that will be about 5/8 of an inch. So 1.5 cm, about 5/8 of an inch. Let's do another one. And another one. And we'll see where that takes us. What does that leave us? Perfect. So we're having a play with some of the things that we're saying, these we definitely are saying goodbye to, but it is just such a bargain that if you haven't got it, you need to get it before it's gone. I did on my Pinterest board pin a whole load of ideas sort of inspired by the Dutch Delft sort of ware, crockery and things, just because it reminded me so much of that. I could measure that and snip it, but actually I'm just going to lay it across there and snip it. Ooh. Bit too much glue there. Let's come back in and wipe that off. Morning, Sarah. Oh, never late. It's always a question of come and join us if, when you can, for as long as you can. No detentions here. this last strip across here. Nice way of using up lots of little oddments. So if, like me, you have had it and have built up a whole stash of oddments, it's a nice way of using them up. Right, so this box will hold some 3-inch card, little 3-inch cards with 3-inch envelopes, and we do actually stock 3-inch envelopes, so you can get the little envelopes to match your 3-inch cards as well. So we will just for now concentrate on making a few little 3-inch square cards, which is about sort of 7.5 centimetres if you're dealing with centimetres. So let's just pop these to one side for now while I slosh around some water. Find to cut that to 15 wide, then to score it 7.5, and then I'm going to make them just so that they're a smidge under 7.5, and then I should get 2 out of there that a blind man would be glad to see the difference. So there we are, we have 4 little cards that we've created from one sheet of thick basic white card. It will fit quite nicely in there. Once they've got their envelopes as well, that will bring them up. You could obviously probably manage to double that, so you could make 2 of each style and then create a little box of cards, little notelets that you can give as a gift. Right, so let's take some of our papers and some of our bits and pieces, and let's have a little bit of play. So we've got labels in here, we've got leaves, we've got some gold flowers, and obviously you've got more of these when you buy the kit originally. These are the ones that I've got left over. There's a different sort of leaf there. There's a bigger gold flower. So a variety of labels. Papers, and then obviously we've got our stamps and dies and our embossed pieces here. So let's have a play. Let's have a flick through here and see where we want to go. I love this paper just here. Sort of almost Laura Ashley print, isn't it? So our cards are 7.5 centimetres. I'm going to cut this to 6.5. I'm going to cut another one to put to one side, and I probably will double this up. I'm going to take some my Night of Navy, and I'm going to cut this to 7, and that's 14 and 7, so one over there, one just here, Let's have a little flower there. Let's have a little greeting. Take some ribbon. Just move this stash from underneath here. Now we've got a thank you in there. Sorry you're feeling blue. Such happy news. I'm going to do a thank you on this one, I think. Nice little thank you note card. Sort of thing that you could make up if somebody's going to have lots of thank yous to send out. Perhaps they've had a special anniversary or a new baby, wedding. Significant birthday. That would be quite good if they've like lots of little thank you note cards just to send out. Let's wrap that ribbon around the back there. The stamping seal's been sitting for a little while, not moving, so sometimes it takes it a little while to get going again. So this is almost like a corduroy type ribbon, really quite chunky, great for masculine projects. I'm going to have that. Oh, let's trim that end off just there. Little frayed ends. I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals just on the top of here and have that so it's sort of resting over the top of that ribbon. Let's try and make it straight. Let's have that little leaf coming down there, so it's tucked behind that ribbon and that tucked behind the ribbon and the sentiment strip, and then we'll have this flower sitting over the top there. And I think because that is such a wide, such a chunky ribbon, I think we'll put these on with dimensionals. I must dig about and get some big dimensionals and that on my drawer. Now I do need to get myself a few more of these gilded gems. I'm going to put some of those, I think, on there. So there's one cute little thank you card. Let's bring in another one and go for some different sorts of paper. This is quite nice. This is quite a geometric sort of a paper. Again, I'll cut that to 6.5. I'm going to bring in a bit of gold foil, I think, for that one. So let's cut this gold foil to 7. I'm just going to take the middle out of there because there is enough there to die cut something or punch something. So let's not waste it. Put down that gold frame. That nice geometric . Have that. I'm going to come back in because I quite like the fact that this is quite masculine in appearance. Let's cut a bit of this ribbon. May need to trim that a bit. May have gone a bit mad there, I think. Going to bring in some of the blue. So this is really just playing around with the little scraps and the odds and the ends. But obviously, if you do purchase this, if you add something else into your basket, so perhaps it might be some of the gold pizza boxes. If you've spent £45, I will, with me, I will add you into the Lily Pad Stamp Club, so you'll be able to get lots of inspiration in there. Or you can just pay to access that wherever you are in the world. So if you're looking for some inspiration for this, sorry, you're feeling blue. Just stamp that up there. to trim a little bit of this add that across the bottom there. So that one feels a bit more masculine, so obviously you could make that say whatever you want to. It could be a thank you, it could be a happy birthday, it could be a thinking of you. Sorry you're feeling blue. Right, number 3. And what have we had? We've had a small print with the flowers on the top. We'll do something with those leaves, I think. And I think we'll do something with that. So I'm going to cut this So I've cut this to a 6.5 centimetre square, and then I've cut off a 2.5, I think it was. Yep, 1 to 2.5 2-inch strip off the side. And we'll have both of those papers going on there. Let's have ourselves a little bit of Night of Navy. Just like that. Let's bring in this little set of, you've got a set of 3 flowers there. And if we dig about in the dies, you'll see that you've also got a little die that will cut those out. These detailed leaf dies and things here are really quite sweet. And I think we'll have ourselves a little vase. And let's bring in a little bit of gold foil. So Night of Navy ink. The other ink that goes with this is Misty Moonlight. I'm going to cut that out of there. Then what have I done with my little die? We're getting lots of bits everywhere, aren't we? There it is. Just going to pop these finished ones, I think, in this box. So then I'm going to cut that foliage and that vase from that piece of gold foil and my flowers from there. And this is one of the beauty of these product medley kits. It is that there's no prescription. It really is getting all the bits out, laying them out in front of you and playing. I'll have a bit of this, I'll add in a bit of that. There's no hard and fast rules. And as I say, they were good value considering all you got in it originally. So now that they are on sale, even more so. Let's bring in a little bit of greenery. These are the sort of little dies that are so useful just for adding little pieces. And obviously we could snip that down if we need to. I'm going to have that foliage coming up that sort of centre line. Now it could do with something to stand behind there. To separate flowers at the back from the flowers at the front. What about a label? And then let's bring in a bit of a swirl of this goldy ribbon, and we'll have that behind there as well. The DSP is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. Oh, nearly put that on the wrong side. Let me take a pick tool and pop out those little bits in there. happened to that? I had a piece of oh dear, I had a piece of double-sided tape stuck to my finger and ready to stick on there. This is getting towards the end as well. In fact, I think that one's not a Stampin' Up one, and I think it's gone a bit dry and horrible. Let's bring in some Stamping Seal Plus. Let's have a little dimensional underneath there. Oh, I'm going to put this in first. Going to stick that down flat at the top. It can just lie over the top of the ribbon at the bottom. And we'll have our little vase sticking just there. And then our flowers can come over the top here. I'm going to actually leave this one greetingless, because with note cards people just might want to not necessarily have a greeting in it, just to add their own little sentiment. Thank you so much for inviting us for dinner yesterday. It's always interesting coming and making some little cards, sort of making cards in miniature. So there we are, there's number 3. And let's use this fabulous. So the kit is called the Boho Indigo Kit, Sarah, and you'll find it on the clearance, on the last chance clearance rack. Originally it was about £60, I think. It's now been reduced to £39, and you do get everything. You get the whole, you get a pack of 48 6x6 papers. You get cut that down that way. You get these embossed card detail here, so these cards that have already been embossed. You get little flowers. We might have to put some of those on in a minute. I'm actually going to take some of this embossed. So that paper wasn't quite 6.5 centimetres wide, so I've got an embossed piece there that is, so my paper is 6x6, my embossed layer is 6.5 by 6.5. And let's go in. We'll stick with the Night of Navy. I could swap it over to Misty Moonlight, but I think we'll keep that going. So I've got that little embossed layer in there, giving that a little bit more interest. Now we do need to put some, we haven't had any flowers on anything yet, have we? So where did I bury those? Where's our little bag of flowers? So yeah, papers, you get, say, 48 double-sided sheets of these papers that are just beautiful, all in the blues. You get these embossed sheets. You get the 2 reels of ribbon, so you get this goldy one, and you get this sort of denim-y type one. You get all the sort of labels and pop-outs. So you get all these labels, you get the leaves and things that are here, the gold flowers. Really is a fabulous set of things. And then you get these little flowers. Here's the little flowers. You could add some colour to these if you want to. Get some that are plain, some that have got bobbles on. I'm going to cut some flowers from some blue, I think, from some Night of Navy. So that flowers, they're leaves, that other form of botanical. These leaves are really lovely. So not only are they cut, but you also get embossing on them as well. Yeah, it really is wow. So that's why when suddenly I thought yesterday, do you know, I need to make sure if people haven't already got this, they get it in their basket. And as I say, if you shop with me and you make your order up to £45, I will automatically add you in to that Lily Pad Stamp Club, where you'll find lots of inspiration for it, including scrapbook pages. And we've got some blue leaves, we've got some little flowers. All these different sorts of labels. That's quite cute. I think perhaps we'll go in with the thank you again on that one, because that's probably the most common sentiment you're going to use in a little box of notelets. Almost looks railway-ish, doesn't it? That one looks like a sign from the railway. Right, let's put that on with some dimensionals. Let's stick that on there. Card making in miniature. Obviously with these embossed layers you could get your blending brushes out or something and add colour to them. Don't have to have them. Now I'm going to take my snips. You don't have to have them, you know, to keep them a cream. And obviously you don't have to just use them as part of this kit. You know, you can take these and use them for all sorts of things. I'm just going to cut those end bits off so that I'm not fighting with them. I'll stick these in here. We'll put this one on flat as well, but over obviously coming up. Have it slightly coming over the top of that label, and then I'm going to put glue dots on these, I think. Excellent. Yes, because that is the other thing, and I hadn't checked actually whether they're still available. So it looks as if they are. You can also get a refill pack, which will give you the papers and the flowers and everything apart from the stamps and dies, because obviously you don't need 2 sets of those. So you can stock up and get yourself a refill pack as well. That's cute, isn't it? So there we have. We've created 4 mini little 3-inch, 7.5 centimetre mini note cards, and you could say you could probably do 2 of each and get the envelopes. We've decorated our little box to put them in, so let's pop them in there. We've got thank yous. Sorry you're feeling blue. Actually, I think possibly by the time with all the embellishments on, you might make it 6, 8 might be pushing it a little bit. Let's by the time we've got envelopes in there as well, let's tuck that down. Shall we do something on the top here? Let's pop these on here. Let's bring this up onto some dimensionals. That would make a nice little gift for somebody, wouldn't it? We'll put that down, although this isn't part of the set. I'm going to double that over, fold that in half, and then do a double bow, I think. Tuck that down underneath there, trim that end off, and then we can just add in a few more little gilded gems, which just goes so well with this set. So there we are, a really cute gold pizza box that are retiring, so you'll find those on the retiring list, and inside a cute little set of 4 mini cards, all created around that Boho Indigo Medley set. So do get yours, get your refills, make sure that you're stacked up before they disappear, particularly as it's a bargain and it's been reduced, so don't miss out. So I hope you've enjoyed that, something a little bit different, and I'll be back on Monday when we'll play with something else.